this big old pile of dirt here on the backside here at Churchill Downs, and Kevin Kirstein might have the answer. What's with that?
Well, you know, Kirby, it helps for our track. Our track is obviously made of dirt, but it's made of different types of dirt. It's 75% sand-based, and 23% clay-based, and then 2% of silt. So all these different materials that are back here, it helps build into the track safety and the cushion of the track, so that way it's the safest for the horses to run over.
So these piles of dirt are actually the track at Churchill Downs?
It sure is.
And does it have, why is the mixture like it is? What does it provide?
It provides a cushion for horses to run over, since, you know, obviously a flat pavement is hard on anyone to run over.
Sure.
So this is a cushion. It's actually very kind of soft for horses to run over, so it's for their safety.
You may have heard of the term furlong associated with horse racing, but what exactly is a furlong?
Just inside 7 furlongs to run.
So a lot of times in horse racing, we use a lot of old-fashioned now terminology. Furlong is sort of one of those words that people get confused by, but it's just as simple as 1/8 of a mile. And so the track at Churchill Downs is 8 furlongs long, which means it's 1 mile in circumference. The Kentucky Derby starts a 1/4 mile away from the finish line, and the horses will run a 1/4 of a mile before they get to the finish line, and then complete a circuit to make it a 1.25 mile race. So the furlong markers here at Churchill Downs are green and white poles with a gold ball on top, and so from those poles itself is a furlong. There are black and white poles that are between those poles, which would be a 1/16 of a mile.
Whew! This is far longer than I thought.
Typically, horses will run 1 furlong in 12 seconds. At the Kentucky Derby, the greatest 2 minutes in sports, horses will complete it in just around 2-minute time.
Welcome to historic Churchill Downs racetrack, home of the Kentucky Oaks and the Kentucky Derby. But was it home to Mr. Churchill? Kevin Kirstein has the answer.
You know, Kirby, there were several Mr. Churchills actually, and so Churchill Downs was started by an idea in 1872 when Colonel Meriwether Lewis Clark went over to the Epsom Derby in England. He then came back to the United States here in Kentucky, and he wanted to start a racetrack. And his uncles, John and Henry Churchill, had the land here at Churchill Downs, and he borrowed the land from his uncles. May 19th, 1875, we had the first Kentucky Derby, and Churchill Downs was founded right on that date.
A lot of money moves around on Derby Day. Just how much money gets bet here at Churchill Downs? Kevin Kirstein has the answer.
You know, wagering on horse racing, it's sort of the whole premise of the sport, and that's what's so much fun about, you know, the racing here on Derby Day. And, you know, there's, 170,000 people that could be here on the track, and about 20 to 25 million will get wagered. More than 1,000 wagering windows here on site, but 200 million plus will get wagered on the Kentucky Derby worldwide between simulcast outlets and twinspires.com, our official advanced deposit wagering site here at Churchill Downs. And so lots of money and lots of hopefully happy faces leaving the track. There could be some fish stories that people tell, but I've heard, well into the 6 figures. In 2005, actually, in the Kentucky Derby, when Giacomo won, the $1 superfecta payout was more than $850,000. So if you hit the superfecta, which is the top 4 finishing horses in that year's Derby, you came home with more than $850,000.
This is the winner's circle here at Churchill Downs, and coming up after the 143rd running of the Kentucky Derby, this is where the trophy will be presented. Here in the winner's circle, I'm wondering, Kevin Kirstein, why it isn't like the winner's triangle or the winner's square?
Well, you know, Kirby, from 1875 to 1929, the winner's circle was actually just a line of chalk on the track, and that's where they would draw the line. Now, it was held in various places before that, but we thought, you need a more formal location. So this is the Kentucky Derby Winner's Circle. Since 1938, every horse has been presented their garland of roses and the trophy right here, and it's a more formal location. It's great viewing of the track, and it'll happen again for the 143rd running of the Kentucky Derby. And you know, Kirby, this is only used one time a year for one race, and that is the Kentucky Derby, and that's why it makes it so special.
Thank you, Kevin. You know it all out here at Churchill Downs. And that's the answer to another What's With That?